BEERUN, beer run. BEERUN, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. BEERUN, beer run.
Welcome to the Beer Run, part of the BSnBEER network, the only Saints podcast and YouTube show with a 2-drink minimum and takes as bad as people who don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it. Went right past you. You gotta keep on your toes. Put toes at it.
I'll fight you. I'll fight on that hill. I don't care. I'm the California Cajun. This is Lil Dice. How you doing, Dale?
It's a Christmas movie, Craig? Why? Why is it a Christmas movie?
Because it's a Christmas movie. It takes place at a Christmas party, and they learn the spirit of love and forgiveness and Christmas time, and it's wonderful, and you should go watch it right now.
Okay, there you go. There you go. If you have any problems with this take, be sure to let us know on social media at BSnBEER Media.
Forget that. If you have a problem with that take, I'm going to be outside the Superdome on Sunday. Go and find me outside the Superdome. Have a lovely, polite discussion with me in which I will convince you of the error in your ways and that the Nakatomi Christmas party is the best Christmas party. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
There you go. Craig is really passionate about this. I don't know if you want to meet him outside for this, but yeah, just let us know. All right. This is the Beer Run. We've got 4 downs. We're going to be talking about some beer, some Saints news, kind of recap this victory over the Panthers. Woo. We're going to talk with a Giants fan on 3rd down. And then on 4th down, we'll give you our keys to the game and our predictions. So referees, get out there, spot the ball. Let's get this thing going.
First down, Saints.
All right, Craig, what you drinking, bruh?
All right, listen, this is probably the last of these shows I'm doing without alcohol, but I'm still drinking beer. I am having the only non-alcoholic beer I've found so far that tastes like beer, and it is the Guinness non-alcoholic beer, suggested by my co-host over here, Dale. I said the other day, if I ordered a Guinness at a bar and someone brought me the non-alcoholic Guinness, I'm not sure I would have noticed. And I think that's the nicest thing that you can say about a non-alcoholic beer. Yeah. And tasting like a poor approximation of whatever it is. You see, non-alcoholic beer is a lot like getting laid in a canoe in that it's fucking close to water. So as long as you can kind of look past that and pretend you're drinking a beer, it can work out.
Yeah. All right.
I ain't gonna give you no tasting notes. It tastes like a Guinness, just kind of a little bit flat. That's what it tastes like. What are you drinking, Dale?
All right. Well, got my last day drinker from Lost 40 Brewing. I need to go to the store again, Craig.
Yes, you're up for your every 3 months trek to the liquor store. Apparently, Arkansas has one liquor store. It's 6 days travel through ice and rain, and he can go once every quarter.
Walking uphill.
Both ways.
There we go. Nice pot.
There you go.
Yes. So, but yeah, when I go back, man, I'm going to get something that I can make some hot drinks with, Craig, because it's getting cool.
So
Christmas
cold. Time, are you the eggnog side or are you like the hottie toddy side?
Yes.
Or
both.
just booze?
Both.
All right. So Rumpelmints, which is the peppermint liqueur. It's 100 proof. Very, very sweet. Very, very pepperminty. That in any kind of festive drink is the perfect Christmas way to knock your teeth in. It's the best.
There we go.
We get this. There's this peppermint cold brew you get at the store. It's like Stock or Stoke, whatever. And use a little cold brew, little schnapps, and then the next day your wife is mad at you and you can't find your pants, but it was a really good drink.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to doing right there, Craig. I'm going to take your recommendation and make my holidays really happy.
Yeah, buddy.
2nd down.
And some Saints news. The Saints are signing James Robinson, the running back, probably best known from playing with Jacksonville. He tore his Achilles like a couple years ago, but he did come back and was a successful back for Jacksonville. So we'll see what he got in the tank, man.
I mean, we won't though. He's just replacing Miller because they're going to move Miller to IR because he's made of glass and is clearly inferior at this point in his career to Tajay Spears. Yeah, dude. I mean, he's not going to see the field. You know, Jamal Williams and Kamara. If Taysom Hill is good to go this week, then those are your running backs. You know what I mean? So good to have depth. God forbid something happens to Kamara and you have to use him. That would be just. Whew. Talk about wind out of the sails. Like we don't need
anything. We don't need anything to happen to AK these next couple of weeks because this is the fantasy playoffs. Craig.
Oh, for God's sake, Dale. You have a whole show for this. Keep it out of mine.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
How dare you?
Craig, I look for any excuse to hit this button. Okay, that's what we do. All right. So let's talk about the win over the Panthers here, Craig. 28-6.
A win.
Yes. A win.
Have you ever had so many people disappointed with a win, including myself? It's amazing. Like the people who wanted to win are still sad because we played like crap. And the people who wanted to lose are sad because we won. Like, no one was happy except for Derek Carr, apparently, because he was real pumped up after that touchdown that made him like 50 yards passing or whatever it was.
Yeah. Let's talk about that because Derek Carr finished the game with 119 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And this is him coming off of, the injury, right? Well, a lot of injuries that he's been coming off of, but we were kind of wondering, was he healthy? Was he truly healthy enough to play? DA did talk about the health of Carr.
Certainly wasn't, in my mind, 100%. But he was more than healthy enough to go out there and play. And it wasn't our best, wasn't his best performance. It wasn't our best performance offensively. So we've got to make some corrections. And fortunately, we get to do that off a win. And now we get ready for New York.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to correct off of a win versus a loss. So I get that.
Well, it's nice to play the Panthers. Could we play them a couple more times? Here, we're gonna get into it. Obviously, being an offensive lineman, we talked a little bit on the chaser, which I don't even listen to because I can't stand Dale. The fight with McCoy and how it changed kind of our offense. So I have the stat in front of me right here. Before the fight, Derek Carr was 12 of 18 for 37 yards and an interception. That's bad.
Okay,
that's real bad. It's real bad. Good completion percentage, if you want to sound silver lining. After that fight, though, 6 of 8, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sharp.
Okay.
Ever since that fight, sharp, including back-to-back touchdown drives. So I'm not a momentum guy. I'm not an emotion guy. I think you perform better when you're calm, cool, collected, and on the same page. But maybe this needed to happen. Maybe, he's been kind of a prima donna and he's been skating by and people are just kind of like, well, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. He hasn't been as bad as you think we're doing. Shut up, Dennis Allen. That, like if someone just came up and said, listen, you suck. Like, yeah, that guy came and sacked you because you called the wrong protection. You have been throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage. You are not good. And, if that rattled some things loose and, and if they, whatever it takes to start clicking better, whatever it is, if it works, man. I would love to see us come out and put a bunch of points up and be like, that was the turning point. That's when we started rolling. That's when things changed. It's not going to happen that way. But, I mean, you had to do something. And if it means calling your quarterback out, I can't say that I've yelled at a quarterback on the field. Sideline plenty of times.
Okay.
But to have that blow up on the field is just a bad look for everybody.
Yeah, this is like the third kind of blow up that we've had during the season.
First time that the other guy blew up at him.
Yes.
He blew up a few times, but certainly at receivers. Olave is the one that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But to have somebody stand back up and let's be real, it's an offensive lineman. It's McCoy, who is a beast of a man. So if y'all gonna get separated, center's gonna win that. I promise. But yeah, man. I mean, we played better after it happened. I mean, those are the facts of the matter. Is as after that fight happened, the team played really well offensively. I don't know. I'm not saying there's a correlation, but I mean, it's hard to ignore that kind of a shift.
Okay. So you said the offense did well. I mean, okay.
I think we only had 3 drives after that fight, and we scored 2 touchdowns on them.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Okay, I can't argue with that. So then the overall game, though, we ended up with 207 total yards on offense.
Disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
Now that brings us back to one of the worst periods in my Saints fandom, the Dicker years.
Oof.
Because this has been the fewest yards accumulated since week 12 of 1997.
No, that is the fewest accumulated in a win since week 12 of 1997. Yes. We've had worse than that and just didn't win.
Well, yeah,
it proved a couple of things. The offense has problems, and Bryce Young was the wrong pick. That's what we proved this week. 3 years. Give a guy 3 years to call them a bust, unless they play for a division rival, in which case, call them a bust right now.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Hit the button. You got a button for this.
Well, yeah, I do. It's
that's only for Saints players. Okay, yeah, you.
Yes. I like to say it with Trevor Penny.
Bust alert. Bust alert.
See, it works then.
When Trevor's the starting left tackle next year and mauling people, I want to hear some apologies. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I'm always willing to admit when I'm wrong, Craig. That's one thing.
That's a damn line, you know
it. So the Saints went 3 or 4 in the red zone without Taysom. That's definitely positive for the offense. Don't you agree?
You know what was positive? They threw to Jimmy Graham twice. They threw it to him twice, and he caught them both. What the hell is going on?
And it's also true. Dennis Allen talked about Jimmy Graham
Dennis Allen.
and his playing time this season.
The number of snaps that he's played has been limited, even in the last couple of games. The one thing that we feel like, man, there's an area of the field that we feel like this player can help us, and that's in the red area. And he's done that the last couple of weeks. And but there's a lot of other snaps that go along in the game other than just the red area. So I think we got to continue to look at that balance. But I think he's, I think he's earned the right to, get some more snaps.
While being fair to the player, I mean, is he not an effective enough blocker? Is the speed when there's a lot of field in front of him to run deeper?
Look, I mean, I think we've got some players at that position that have kind of defined roles and things that they can do, and really it's kind of ends up being about opportunities. Jimmy's gone out the last couple of weeks and had gotten more opportunities. He's taken advantage of those opportunities. So when you do that, I think you should get more. So I think that's what we'll look at as we move forward.
Shut up, Dennis Allen. So look, what he said was correct. You make plays in your opportunities and you get more opportunities. That's fine. But he's been thrown to 5 times this year, and he has 4 catches and 3 touchdowns. You're going to tell me that you figured out now with 4 games left that you should be giving him targets? Like, you didn't figure that out training camp, preseason, the first 14 some odd weeks. You couldn't figure that out until right now. That's abysmal. And to admit basically that you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you're just figuring it out this late in the season is even worse. It's a terrible look. Oh my God in heaven, how does this guy have a job?
Yeah. he basically was like, look, don't worry about all the mistakes I made this season. We're just gonna go forward and do what we do. That's
I will say, in their defense, Carmichael and Carr and all these guys, they all fell for the same trap that I did in thinking that Juwan Johnson was going to be a good player this year. He has a similar athletic build to Darren Waller, who, clicked with Carr. Carr has had numerous really successful tight ends. And I'm like, all right, well, he had 8 touchdowns with Andy Dalton last year. Yeah, dude, Juwan Johnson's going to explode in this offense. And he has been the single most disappointing player for me.
Yeah,
surpassing Derek Carr, which has been super much a bummer, But it's just the expectations were so good for Johnson, and he's regressed horribly, and to the point where he's dropping passes that turn into interceptions that change games. Like it's crazy that I think he's had some injuries, but he's not blocking well. He's not standing on the field well. He's not getting separation. He's not making catches when he hits them in the hands. I don't know what happened to Juwan Johnson.
In my opinion, that's what makes Jimmy Graham not playing such a bad offense, because this guy's not doing anything. He's actually hurting the team. So he definitely shouldn't get more snaps than he's been getting. He should get less, So
does Jimmy Graham lead our team in receiving touchdowns?
Oh, that's interesting.
Olave might have 4, but he's right there and he never plays. That is egregious.
Yeah. I agree. Let me try to find that stat.
I think Olave has 4. Shahid, I think, had 3 or 4 before he got hurt, because he was the only one catching those deep balls.
So Olave's got 4. Yeah, Jimmy Graham has 3, and Shahid has 3. So
yeah, that's stupid. Your second leading touchdown guy on your team has been thrown to 5 times.
Yeah,
it's just stupid. You can't convince me otherwise that this is just some surprise, because he showed you enough to make the team. He showed you enough to get a contract.
Right.
He's shown you enough that people in this city remember him dunking on goalposts and bending them in Atlanta and all that. Like we know what he can do, and he's showing it, and you're still not playing him. God bless it. Yep. And don't tell me it's a new developing thing. He had a touchdown in week 3. He had a touchdown with the Packers. It was our only offensive touchdown in that game.
Look, that was the original idea when we signed Jimmy Graham. Like, he's going to be a beast in the red zone.
And he has been when they throw it to him or put him out there.
Right.
My God. Unlike Juwan Johnson, he's doing exactly what we thought he would do. They're just not letting him.
Yeah.
This show's getting too long. We ran for too long.
That's on coaching for sure, man. So Bond, as a pass rusher, he's gotten the most pass rushing snaps he's had since he's been here, basically. So the coaches figured out that they need to use him and pass.
They figured out that Cam Jordan can't rush the passer right now, but with his ankle injuries and his age, you had to do something else on the edge on 3rd down. I mean, it's simple like that,
Yep.
It's partly because Bond's making some plays, but partly because you have to have an end that can rush the passer, and Jordan can't do it.
But so this clip I'm gonna play from DA is interesting.
Any more DA, I'm gonna throw up this non-alcoholic beer, I swear.
Because he starts talking about the weight, and then that kind of brings us back to the 300-pound edge rusher from New Orleans. So
that was kind of the plan, was to focusing more on, being a rusher. I think he's been effective in that role. I think there's some times where he's gotten back there, got the quarterback off the spot, and then some things that don't really even show up. That's something that we've kind of lacked a little bit, is when we do get the quarterback off the spot and the quarterback does get outside the pocket, he's got the speed and athleticism to, force the throwaway rather than, it end up being a quarterback scramble or something of that nature. So I just think having a little bit more athleticism, I think it's been beneficial for us in terms of, trying to be able to rush the passer. I don't see him as a full-time defensive end, because I just think from a size standpoint that's difficult to do at that size, play a full-time defensive end position, particularly in the run game, things like that. So, when you get teams into a little bit more of a passing situation, there's a bigger role for that player.
Yeah, he's right.
I disagree with the weight issue because I see tweeners all over the NFL. They're making it work.
I think they're bigger than him, though. He's not a big guy. He's a small dude. He's 3 feet tall. He's roughly Dale's height.
Let me see. I think Zach Bond comparable to 6 feet 225.
225
I
is
can
light,
bet you.
bro.
I can bet you Michael Parsons right around the same thing.
That's the combine rep weight at bench press, dude. 225 is not a big man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Micah Parsons is probably weighs similarly. Micah Parsons is a whole lot faster than Zach Bond.
Okay, nope. He's actually 6'2", 245. So
yeah, shove it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
How's that feel, Dale? How's it feel?
Like I said,
you don't have to convince. You don't have to convince me of it because I've seen Zach Bond get pushed around out there.
Yeah,
and even when he's not lined up on the line, I've seen guards get to second level and manhandle him. That I'm aware that he has some really good skills at a la getting to the passer, and he has some stuff he's not as good at, a la getting ran the hell over by big old offensive linemen. They're mean people. They're big mean people, Dale. They do big mean things.
I got you.
Third down for what?
The Saints, the Giants.
All right, joining us today on Third Down, we've got Alex from That Giant Podcast.
Boo.
Boo. No. How are you guys doing?
All good.
I mean, I was pretty good until a Giants fan got in here and tried to ruin my fun. Look, we got a sudden winning streak right now, and now we're gonna have the best actor from The Sopranos come in and kick our ass next week. I'm not happy about this at all. This is all garbage.
That's right. The Giant Podcast is in the house. Giant fans, so the crowd. Greet our guests. Yes. Hope we feel welcome now. So
we're not even division opponents. It's crazy. I mean, I guess
I have
right?
this kind of hate for everyone. I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
We hate everybody that comes on here. So
until you guys play like the Falcons, and then I'm a huge fan of yours.
Okay, yeah. Desmond Ridder, yeah.
Yeah.
Best quarterback in the league. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We love him.
Probably the best in our division. Does that count?
Probably. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. You guys have a train wreck. It's kind of like the NFC East a couple years back where I think the Commanders won it and no one was above 500. Pretty much the same thing. Every year there's one division and it's you guys this year.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure that the best quarterback in our division plays tight end for the Saints.
Yeah, I probably agree, honestly. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. We're trying to be the king of trash here in New Orleans. So
look,
we'll see.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's what we're shooting for here. So all right, Alex. After this win on Monday Night Football, over the Packers, Giants 24, Packers 22. How are you guys handling this in the Giants world here?
Yeah, I mean, wins have not been easy to come by for us this year. A relatively disappointing season, or I'll say this, a very disappointing season, actually. Obviously, we won a playoff game last year. We get to the divisional round, and this year we can't seem to buy a win for our lives. And, we come into this one 4-8. We had 2 wins, though, against the Commanders, against the Patriots, both teams that are pretty bad this year. So it's kind of like, okay, whatever. And then we go into this Monday night game against the Packers, and obviously the Packers are in your guys' range at that 6-6 mark, 6-7, whatever it may be, 6-7 now that they lost to the Giants, but a playoff contender at least. And, we played adequately against them. We didn't humiliate ourselves on national television like we have so far this year in every single national televised game. And, no one really expected Tommy DeVito, of all people, to be able to come out here and quarterback a winning football team. And, we see all the craziness with the tailgate before the game. Then we have the dad, obviously, who we've seen in previous weeks. And then I was joking about this earlier with my friend. I was like, and now we got a new character who came in into the show. He just got casted. It was the agent, and now he's here.
Let's take a look at this agent here, man. Yeah, man, that dude, he's playing the part.
That's a
for real.
sharp hat.
He knows a guy for sure, though. He knows a guy for everything.
Look, you can't say anything bad about that guy. If you do, you're going to get whacked walking to your car later. Okay, so let's all be cool. I don't want to get fitted for any cement shoes right now.
What do you think happened to Daniel Jones? Right? What do you think happened to Tyrod Taylor? I mean,
you think those kneecaps were just went on their own? What are you talking about? Hey, forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but crazy how this is all like unfolded now. And I was watching the Manning cast. I don't know if you guys on Monday Night Football what you do, but I usually watch the Manning cast because Eli Manning, obviously. Yeah. And yeah, well, there you go. And he was talking about how they're showing the DeVito family more than they're showing the Taylor Swift box for the Chiefs games. So it's so funny, man. And it's brought some happiness to this pretty bad season for us.
Yeah, the owners got to get him some better seats, man. They were like all squinched up and stuff, man. You gotta give him some space a little bit,
Yeah, but the lack of space it builds the excitement, It's tailgate like normal people, I don't know. Yeah. I like it.
I like it, man. It is a great story. So yeah, Tommy DeVito here, leading you guys to 3 straight wins.
Yeah,
be nice.
Now that is freaking hot right there. Like 3 straight wins. Like, what does that feel like? I mean,
we don't know.
It's unbelievable, honestly, because I don't understand how he's doing it. Because here's what I'll say: the 2 games before the bye week, he really didn't look that great. And we were playing a couple of really terrible opponents, and it just felt like we kind of got lucky. But then after the bye week, something snapped, because last night on Monday Night Football, he was just a totally different quarterback in terms of, reading the field, reading the defense. It felt like he was an NFL adequate quarterback who actually was, almost carrying the team on his back rather than the team carrying him on theirs. So I was really, really impressed. I mean, I was talking about this on our show over the bye week. We were talking about who should start. Should it be Tommy DeVito? Should it be Tyrod Taylor now that he's back and healthy? Obviously, Dable went with Tommy DeVito. I kind of disagreed. I was like, well, that doesn't really make sense. Like, Tyrod Taylor is the better quarterback. I still think that, to be completely honest. I still think Tyrod Taylor is the better quarterback, but I do understand, you give the run to the hot hand, and Tommy DeVito, he's doing good things for PR wise for the Giants as well. So there's benefits for a lot of things there for the Giants.
You see, what's cool about Tommy, and when he's in the pocket, a lot of good quarterbacks, what they kind of do is they let the play develop, and they take what the defense can give them, right? Yeah. Tommy's different in that he instead of taking what they give him, he makes them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bang these mafia jokes until somebody mutes me. I swear, this is so much fun.
Well, speaking of jokes, look, I'm pretty sure you've seen this one.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
but this was really good. Just being able to share this one of my favorite movies, Coming to America. Yeah, they predicted the Giants beating the Packers with the field goal. Great stuff. I love it. So
our kicker quote tweeted it, I believe, on Twitter too, and he was laughing about it. So it's all funny.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's really awesome.
Any chance to see the Packers lose also makes me smile a little bit.
There you go. Yeah.
So DeVito also rushed for 71 yards.
Yeah, gross.
Including throwing for 158 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, no sacks. His QBR rating was like 81. And after the game, the coach gave him that vote of confidence, and he said he's going to start versus the Saints. So that has to make you feel pretty good, just knowing, hey, you don't have to think about this anymore. Like, the coach has made his decision, especially after what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod Taylor must be sick sitting on the bench right now. Talk about the unluckiest career probably as a quarterback ever. The random freak accident, the freak injuries, and he is borderline, I think, a starting caliber quarterback in this league, and he's just never really gotten his chance. And to be behind Tommy DeVito at this stage in his career, I mean, it must be killer to him, man. But from a Giants perspective, from a Tommy DeVito perspective, I mean, I'm excited. Do I think he can keep this trajectory up for the rest of the season? Can he even keep it up against you guys next weekend? Probably not to the same level, but your guys' defense, especially that defensive line, not the best. You got some ball hawks though in the secondary, and I feel like that could be difficult maybe.
Yeah, just don't throw it. You win. It's fine.
Yeah, if we just hand it off to Saquon every play, we might end up.
And more importantly,
can run.
QB run.
Yes.
Yeah. The QB run is been the Achilles heel. Even when we were a good defense, we could not stop your running court. Like Baker Mayfield ran on us, bro. We concerned right now.
Fair enough.
Every quarterback can run versus the Saints. It needs to be in the game plan. I'm telling you. So this last game, I thought it was pretty impressive that you guys scored 14 points in the third quarter, and that's when you were kind of able to start being really considered to win this thing. Because before I was just thinking, Packers are going to win this. It's not really going to be close here. But that 14 points in the third quarter, that was huge.
Yes, Dale. Scoring points helps you win. God, I swear it's this guy.
It's like that's a Booger McFarland comment right there, right?
I'm big on that.
Hey,
I love it.
Booger McFarland on this show. That is an LSU guy, and we're going to defend him.
Yeah, I make those comments all the time on our show. And my co-host, he's always yelling at me. He's like, "That's obvious, Alex." I'm like, "Well, sometimes things need to be said." I mean, Tommy DeVito, he was really confident. You could see coming out of the locker room in that first quarter, he was definitely shaky. He missed a few throws, but after halftime, he didn't miss like a single throw. It felt like, and Wan'Dale Robinson really started to grow into the game. And I think that was the key part for us. And he's been really, starting to ramp up each and every week now, coming back from that ACL tear last year. And, Saquon Barkley in the running game started to get going. And that's when the offense really started moving in the third quarter. And, they were able to get some drives moving. And I believe they had a special teams, they had a special teams fumble recovery too that helped them out, got them into positive field position. So there was a few key, parts there that helped them out. And in the fourth quarter, obviously, Tommy DeVito, the game-winning drive, gets them into field goal range, and Fat Randy's able to hit it away. So, it was all good for the Giants. I felt like second half, the defense let up a little bit, but offense really got it going.
Do you think Wan'Dale is like the favorite receiver now?
Here's the thing. Like, I feel like it changes every single week, right? Because we were talking against the Patriots. It was Jalen Hyde. He put up his first 100-yard game of his career. The week before that, we saw quite a bit of Darius Slayton and Paris Campbell. So it kind of rotates each week with this Giants roster because we don't really have that number one receiver like you guys do in Chris Olave. So it kind of changes from week to week. But I think Wan'Dale Robinson, the trajectory that it's going right now and how he's just improving each and every week and he's getting healthier each and every week. And he's kind of the type of player that's so quarterback friendly because you give him the ball and he's going to make something happen rather than a guy like Jalen Hyatt or Darius Slayton, who you really are trying to throw that deep ball to and, seeing if they can get open downfield. So I think Wan'Dale Robinson has to be part of the game plan. And Dable, obviously, he had a 100-yard game against the Packers, has to get more involved against the Saints, especially against a defensive line that struggled, maybe line him up in the backfield, do some stuff with Saquon. And I think that'll be the key if they want to win against the Saints.
Yeah, let's look at your defense. The two big names that stand out to me on defense, well, besides the pass rusher, but Bobby Okereke and Xavier McKinney. These guys are combining for over 200 tackles on the season so far. Talk to me about these guys.
I mean, Okereke has been a really good signing. I mean, he was over free agency when we did sign him. Everyone was kind of calling it an overpay because he was there were some other linebackers in the market at the time that people said, oh, that's like similar to Okereke, and they were getting paid maybe $7-8 million a year. Okereke gets, I believe it was $10 million a year over 4 years, so $40 million. So people are kind of calling an overpay, but the way he's fit in this Giants defense and Wink's system, he's been all over the place, whether he's blitzing as one of Wink's extra rushers, whether he's dropping back in coverage, whether he's in the run game. He's just been monumental. And obviously he's been the Mike guy as well for the Giants. So kind of the leader of that defense, taking over from Xavier McKinney, who you also mentioned, who used to be calling plays on the defensive side of the ball. And obviously from the safety spot, that is a little bit harder than when you're a linebacker. So bringing in that strong, versatile player right in the middle of the park of that defense. And he's been really, really excellent for us. And McKinney, he's been off and on a little bit for the Giants. He came out with some comments about how the Giants leaders weren't believing in the team kind of when things were going bad. So some people were kind of turning on him, and he made some controversial comments. So he's been, having a rough season of sorts, obviously in his contract year now, but over the past few games, he's really picked it up as well. And you mentioned he's a tackle machine, and him, and I'll give some credit also to another player in that secondary next to him, Jason Pinnock, who we got off waivers from the Jets last offseason. He's been excellent as well. Those two guys on the back end at the safety spots.
Okay. Yep. I'm telling you, I've got Okereke in fantasy.
Okay.
It's been good.
Yeah, he's good, man.
See, I knew one of two things was happening. Either the guys he brought up were on one of his fantasy teams, or they went to LSU. This is the only time that Dale will bring up a player on the opposing team. Unbelievable, Dale. Be a professional. We have a guest in the house.
Now, your front seven, led by Thibodeau with 11.5 sacks, that's been pretty scary for us because, look, blocking on the edge is a problem. But now you also got Ojulari, who's coming back healthy. And well, look, he didn't go to LSU. His brother went to LSU.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
This is Aziz, right? His brother is His brother's
BJ is in Arizona.
Okay, he's in Arizona. I get the inconsequential, crappy teams that I don't want to play confused.
But yeah, so the defensive line, how have they been looking so far this year?
I mean, Thibodeau has been really, really good, and not a lot of people are giving him a lot of credit for that. He's up there as one of the top sack leaders in the league, and every single game he's making big plays, big sacks. But even more than the sack numbers, what he really struggled with last year was setting the edge and defending the run, and he was not good. He was just getting ran over in the run game. This year, it's been the complete opposite. He's really worked on that well in the offseason, and he's setting the edge really well, and he's getting all these tackles for losses. He's reading the game better. So in addition to his pass rush prowess, which we saw last year, but he was just not really getting home at the end, hence why his sack numbers were a little lower. But the big improvement has been in the other aspects of the game, which, are, I guess, not as Twitter worthy or, stuff that people are talking about online when you're not watching the game. So yeah, exactly. And Dexter Lawrence, I mean, I can't forget him. He played only 20 snaps. He's nursing a hamstring injury, luckily for you guys, but he still got a sack, even only playing 20 snaps. And he's just a beast in that inside.
I hate that. I hate that so much. I'm not happy to hear this at all. I'm going to disagree with my wonderful co-host over here for a second. I don't think that we have a problem blocking the edge. I think we have a problem with the quarterback holding the damn ball too long. And that's going to translate really poorly. Oh, man, I hate this. Every time we do one of these shows, I hear some stuff and I go, damn, I am so upset about that. I don't want to hear about this at all.
You know what we're really bad at, though?
Is there some deep shot opportunities? Like, do we have anything that we can do on this defense that can give me some hope? I'm going to the game this week, all right? I don't want to go in sad. Like, what? Where can the Saints exploit?
I think the defensive back room, we've got Deonte Banks, and he's a rookie, so he's always going to be prone to a rookie mistake, right? Corner is the most difficult position to play as a rookie, probably besides quarterback. I probably would have said it's the most difficult position, but watching Bryce Young this year probably has changed my mind to make it quarterback. I thought you guys would like that one. But yeah, I mean, corner's really tough. So Deonte Banks, he's been great. Don't get me wrong, but there's always a mistake there. And then opposite him, Adoree Jackson's been quite bad. this season. Generally, Trey Hawkins, who's another rookie that we brought in, he's been shaky. And then in the slot, we've really struggled. Cordell Flott, Darnay Holmes, both not really great options. So opposite of Banks, if you can get off of Banks, you're probably going to have a pretty decent chance. But especially when Wink is bringing the pressure and you leaving these corners one-on-one with guys like Chris Olave, there could be an issue. Even Rashid Shaheed as well, a nice deep threat for you guys. I don't know. He's injured right now, right? He's so
him and Mike are both out.
Yeah. So I know Michael Thomas out. He was on my fantasy team, so that's how I know about that. But
Mike.
It's really such a shame what happened to his career, to be honest. So
I could do a whole show just me crying into a bottle of whiskey about Mike Thomas.
At least you guys have Chris Olave, though. At least you guys have Chris Olave. We haven't had a top.
Some of us are happy about that. Some of us aren't.
Yeah. Well, Derek Carr doesn't seem to be happy about it.
and
he doesn't like
speaking of fans being split, we could talk about Derek Carr right now too. Hey, it's cool. We don't have that much time.
All right, Alex. So if this game were to go your way, what does that look like?
I think it means if we win this game, it means that we ran the ball a ton. Saquon probably has 30 plus carries, which is crazy, but it makes the most sense game plan wise. And then I would say Tommy DeVito doesn't turn the ball over. And I think those are the key things. And our defense is just going to have to keep playing as it is. No special teams errors, which is tough for us to do because we make errors constantly on that side of the ball. We're probably the worst special teams unit ever. And that's going to be the key. So just not turning the ball over. We cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. We cannot afford mistakes because we don't have the talent to make up for it. And then just running the ball effectively is going to be the key in that offensive line, just creating holes for Saquon Barkley.
One thing to keep in mind, though, the Panthers ran for 200 yards in that game and lost 28-6.
Yeah. But Tommy DeVito is a different beast from Bryce Young.
Tommy DeVito ain't no number 1 overall pick, tell you what.
Exactly. Bryce Young doesn't have that agent, does he? No. He's got some hot shot agent, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Man.
Not the same. He doesn't have CJ Stroud's agent, I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, that's true.
All right. So, Alex, give us a prediction and what you think are going to happen this weekend.
I'm going to be honest. I was so depressed as a Giants fan up until pretty much this week with Tommy DeVito that I've been just predicting losses every week.
Okay.
But I'm going to go. Here's the thing. I actually really like the Saints roster. I think you guys have don't get me wrong. I don't think you're a Super Bowl contender roster, but I think you guys are a playoff contender roster. I like Derek Carr. I know he's had a rough season for you guys. I like a lot of your weapons. I like Alvin Kamara. I think he's still playing at such an elite level for you guys as well, which I don't think is really getting talked about enough because of how poor you've been on offense in some sense. But I mean, I like a lot of your pieces. Your defense definitely, does have some things to be desired, especially on the defensive line. But I still see the way you guys match up. Your weaknesses match up against our weaknesses. Our offensive line's our weakness. Your defensive line's your weakness. It's kind of like a battle of bad. And I think the way you match up in other aspects, your DBs, you're pretty decent DBs against our poor receivers generally. Also is a good matchup for you guys. So I'm gonna go with I think, what did I predict on our podcast? I think I said 20-17 Saints. I think that's what I said. So I will say I think I gave you the guys the win. So I think that is.
I was going to say so many mean things about you, and then you said all that nice stuff, and now I don't want to say anything mean.
Yeah, you can't say anything mean. I think it's going to be a close game, though. I don't think it's going to be super one-sided. But then again, when I do say that, it's always one-sided, and we lose by like 40. That's what I said week 1 against the Cowboys. I'm like, this is going to be a close game. Like I predicted like something like 21-20 or 28-27.
Did any of us think the Cowboys were going to be that good this year? I didn't think they were going to be this good.
Yeah, there's no way they stay this good until playoffs. I mean, I just can't.
Well, yeah, they're the Cowboys, but I mean, they're going to be good until then.
Yeah, I mean, they demolished the Eagles, man. I did not see that coming. Did not see it, but yeah, I mean, it's really tough. You guys have a bad division. At least you guys have that. Our division is great. At least the top 2 are really, really good. So it's rough, but it is what it is. We'll be up there one day. One day.
Yep. I understand, man. All right. Well, Alex, we appreciate you joining us on the Beer Run. Can you plug your podcast? Let everybody know where they can find you and listen to your stuff.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. You can follow us on Twitter at the Giant Take Pod. I think we're on Instagram at the same name, TikTok also. We do coverage every game, previews, recaps. So probably some fun off-season coverage because we're so bad. So not ideal what we wanted, but I'm sure we'll have a lot of draft talk and stuff as well. But thank you guys so much for having me on.
Oh, appreciate you joining.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
What do you have to say about our guest?
I want to tell you right now, did not have any idea what the hell he was talking about. All nonsense. Everything he said was a lie. He's a slanderous man. Whatever, all of it. Shenanigans. He's fine. He's a nice guy. I say this every week.
All right. We're coming down to the keys to the game here, Craig. So if the Saints are going to beat the Giants, I believe we need to limit the quarterback running. This past game was his best game of the season in the rushing department with 71 yards. So we cannot let this happen to us.
Oh, yeah. No, he will. It's fine. No, but it's not about the number of yards. It's about the situations, How many 3rd and 13s will they convert?
Yeah, you're right.
That's where he gets us. It's not like these running quarterbacks like Josh Dobbs didn't have a ton of yards, but every 3rd down, it was automatic. That's where they get us. It's the situational running. That's what Baker Mayfield did when they torched us. He didn't just take off running all the time. He took off running on 3rd and long and would beat us,
Yeah.
So combined with DeVito being able to run and Saquon Barkley looking like old Saquon and our defense looking the way it's been looking, I am not feeling good about this in any way, shape, or form.
Yep, that's the next key to the game. Stop Saquon Barkley from running. In the last 3 wins, he's had 4 touchdowns together. So he is definitely a key to this team, and we got to shut that down.
I love this is the kind of in-depth analysis you only get from the Beer Run.
That's right.
So here are our 2 keys of the game. Don't let the quarterback beat you, then don't let the running back beat you. Is the 3rd key that we don't want to let their wide receivers beat us too?
No.
Because we don't know who the hell they're
We're not worried about the wide receivers, Craig.
No, but I mean, it's the same thing we say every week. If we stop the run, we're gonna be just fine. And every week we find a way to get gashed. And I am not excited about this matchup. I don't like it. They're won 3 in a row. They're hot. They found something with this rookie mafioso, and we're over here infighting. We're yelling at our quarterbacks, and we're hearing rumors of our star defensive back on the injured the IR list has a problem with DA, and I'm sure guys like Mike Thomas do too. We are eating ourselves alive. We have a coach that no one wants to have here, except maybe Mickey Loomis, and that's a problem. It is getting testy. It is getting ugly, and the fact that we won 28-6 against a hated division rival and nobody cares is a really bad sign. I wish I waited longer to buy the tickets to this game that I'm going to on Sunday, because they're probably really cheap right now, and I bought them way too early.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of empty seats. I
don't know, man. Like the Giants fans probably will probably get in there and they'll start paying too much for the tickets. So,
no, God, I hate. If I go there and it's the kind of split like it was against Detroit, where the whole lower bowl of the stadium is all blue jerseys, I'm going to go to jail.
It will be, because look, New Orleans is a destination. So especially you coming from the cold, going down south. Yeah, give me some of that.
I hate
those tickets.
I hate it. Miserable.
Right. So the last key I got is on offense. We need to run the ball effectively, because the Giants are 29th in the NFL versus the run.
What are they against the pass?
I don't have that in front of me, Craig. Okay.
Why don't you have it in front of you?
Because I don't. I got what I got, and that's what I got. I'm just here
to smile and look pretty. Where's your stats, bro?
I got what I got, and that's what I got, Craig. Okay. I'm reading off what I got. All right. Let's see. Against the pass, they are 18th.
Okay, so middle of the road. They're which makes sense. They got a good pass rush and they got a crap secondary. So, yeah, man. You know what would be awesome is if we could run the ball and then use some play action. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be
next
cool.
Little
note there. Use play action, Greg. You're in
play
my
action. I'm just gonna. I got really good seats to this game. I'm just gonna scream it at the sideline and hope someone hears me.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
I got a big outdoor voice, baby. I'm doing it.
Yeah, they probably just don't realize. They don't realize they're not using play action. So yeah, you can help them out, Greg.
They must just not know. I mean, clearly they don't listen to this show because I have been beating that drum for longer than we've had a podcast.
Yeah,
my God,
I like it.
Oh.
All right, prediction time, Craig.
Okay, look, I don't like the matchup. I don't at all, and I am actually a big fan of Saquon Barkley. I don't know, a lot of people aren't. I don't know. I think he's good. I think we win though because I think Cinderella hits midnight every now and then, and 3 wins in a row with Tommy DeVito. Who? And now he's on the road. He's got 3 in a row. He's coming off a really tough knockdown, drag out game that they just took out. There's an emotional letdown after a win like that. You know, our secondary is still good. You know, our defense is not good against the run, but it's good in general. It's still, you know, can mix up some stuff and can confuse young guys. And DeVito's a young guy. And I think there's real merit to maybe we found something, a little bit of fire in the belly with Derek Carr on the offense, and maybe we can score some points too. So I think we win. I think we win solidly. I don't know. I don't have any real reason to feel that way, guys. This is just my gut, and I'm an offensive lineman, so there's a big old amount of that right here, a big, strong gut telling me that we're going to look good, and we're going to beat them handily, and we're going to instill hope into this fan base only to rip it away on Thursday, rip it from our hands. Bloody hands, just hope dragged away from us, kicking and screaming, because we're going to get to 7-7. And you remember the 7-7? We'd get to the point where it'd be like, oh, we just got to 500. Now we're going to win one more game and we're going to start rolling. And that's when we'd fall apart.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think we handle the Giants, and then I think we fall apart. I think we beat the Giants and we lose our last 3. That's what I think is going to happen to this team, because that's what's going to cause me the most physical and mental pain.
Okay. All right. Kurt.
So, having said that, 31-17 Saints.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. I am really afraid of the running game between Barkley and DeVito.
But he's so short.
Well, look.
It's a Danny DeVito joke. I got these all day, guys.
So I am going to pick the Giants 24, Saints 16. That's my prediction, Craig. Can't stop the run.
Yeah, I mean, you can't stop the run, but we gave up 200 rushing yards last week and we won by 22.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I mean, I
can't argue with those.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how that works. Why didn't we get run out of the building giving up 200 yards on the ground? I don't understand. Yeah. Did they just stop running the ball? Did they decide to throw it deep on 4th and 1 instead of running it down our throats? Maybe. Maybe Carolina is intentionally tanking, which makes no sense because they're on a first-round pick. I don't know. I don't get it. I am simply a lonely traveler in a Santa hat, really excited about Christmas time.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here on a Beer Run.
Yo, I enjoy this so much every week. I'm so happy that you guys chose to waste an hour of your life listening to us ramble about shit. For the entire BSnBEER network, for Dave's Lighthouse Truck, for B-Train, for Luke, for Lil Dice, for Tomas the Godfather, I'm the California Cajun. Have a beer. It's on us.
Who that?
Remember to follow us on social media at BSnBEER Media. Also, smash the like button on YouTube and share with friends.